Good morning, friends. Now we are going to start the part 2 of executive compensation. Yesterday we discussed the executive compensation, in which we discussed the salary part, then we discussed the incentive part, then we discussed the bonus part. Now we are going to discuss the perks which are generally provided to the executives. Special benefits for executives, usually non-cash items. Under this category, the first category is companies provide health club membership with personal trainers. See, sometimes organization provides health club facility to their executives with special personal trainer without any charges. Second one is discounted company products. Another important perk is the executive can purchase the organization product at a very discounted rate. Automobiles. Automobiles means sometimes organization provides them automobiles for their status quo. Country club members, different types of club memberships are provided. First class airfare or use of the corporate jet. See, in case the executive has to go from one place to another place, the first class airfare is provided to the executives. Executive health plans. Special designed health plans are provided to the executives and their families. Personal car services. See, in case the executive is wish to have a car from the organization, then the organization also provided a personal car services to them, personal computer and cell phones. Another perks, which is one of the most important nowadays, that is personal computer and cell phones. Nowadays, the organization they provided laptops, laptops, and mobile phones to their executives. Financial planning assistance. It means financial planning means what the amount they are earning from the organization and how much they have to invest in different portfolios. So pertaining to this information are provided by the organization to the higher management. Now, the next is benefits for executives. Again, the same type of benefits which are provided to the executives. These are some few examples. Later on in this presentation or virtual class, we will discuss different types of benefits. Few of them will be the same. The first one is retirement benefit. Under the retirement benefit, the first one could be the retirement plans. There could be a provident fund scheme, health insurance. Some organization, most of the organization, they are provided health insurance to the executive and their families. Vacations, one of the major component that are provided to the executives in the form of vacation, that is paid vacation. In every year, the organization give them at least 10 to 15 days for 10 to 15 days vacation to the senior executives so that they could spend at least some leisure time with their families in somewhere else. Health plans with no payments by executives. See, when the organization provides different health plan to the employees, they didn't charge anything from the member from the executives. Next one is unique features of managerial remuneration. See, unique feature, or we can also say that some sort of benefits which are also provided to the employee or to senior executives. First and foremost, we cannot compare the remuneration of senior executive with non-managerial employees. Non-managerial employees are those generally which falls in the category of middle management and lower management, because in this level we have to take those employees whose competency and leadership are very strong for the organization. Generally, we determine the strength of senior executive on the basis of their competencies and their contribution towards the growth of the organization. See, again, when organization pay hefty amount to their senior executives, so it is the responsibility of the organization that they should not disclose the compensation part of senior manager to anyone. Another important thing, uh, in private sector, basically, it is not possible, it may not possible that the executive who are working on a same level but on different company may get the same salary package, because it is the rule of private sector. Okay, if one person is taking the higher remuneration from the organization, another person may not taking the higher. On this, we'll discuss the example at the end of this presentation. Compensation and rewards depend upon such as competency, length of services, contribution, and loyalty. See, compensation of senior executives decides at the time when he joins, but later on, how much we have to increase the compensation part of the senior executive, it totally depends upon the contribution made by the senior executive in the organization, and most important point is loyalty of senior executive to their company. See, these are the factor which helps the HR department at the time of deciding their compensation in future. Next is methodologies come strategies for managerial compensation. See, salary, basic pay, basic salary, consolidated salary continues to remain a major component of compensation. When we talk about the compensation part of senior executives, the major component is their salary or basic salary and consolidated salary. Now the rest part of their compensation is their performance based plans. Another could be the allowances, which are directly linked with their performance in the organization. Now they are also entitled some sort of reimbursements in the organization. These reimbursements may be in the form of the expenses incurred by the senior executive out of pocket. Later on stages, these expenses are reimbursed to them, and this type of expenses are not considered as a part of their compensation. Now again, there are few benefits. Earlier we discussed few benefits. Now we are going to discuss the benefits of executive in detail. Benefits generally comprises of furnished or unfurnished company or leased accommodation. The first one is accommodation. See, it totally depends upon the organization policy that we are going to give them a furnished or unfurnished accommodation. See, sometimes this factor is totally depends upon the previous benefits that the person were availing in previous company. Second one is used of company vehicle. See, another perk is when the executive has to move from one place to another place. For this purpose, the vehicle of the organization would be utilized. Medical coverage. Medical coverage is related with the medical policy of the senior executive and their family. Provident fund and pension. In government sector, mostly provident fund and pension are provided to the senior executives. Superannuation gratuity. Gratuity is a loyalty or a tenure that a person spends in the organization. Post-retirement medical assistance. Some organization provides post-retirement medical assistance to the senior executive. So This type of benefits doesn't include in their compensation packet, which generally provided at the time when they join the organization. Easy loan scheme. See, senior executive, they are also entitled for loans for different utilities. Now, club entrance fees reimbursements. Even the entrance fees may be reimbursed or sometimes may be waived off for the senior executives. Another minor benefits, provision of security, driver facilities for their car, gardening assistance, sale of product or assets as a concessionaire, relocation or expansion expenses includes when one senior executive is transferred from one place to another place at the same time he gets the benefit or the expenses charges incurred from going one place to another place. Then phone includes mobile phone or different type of charges like cell phone bills. Now, new way of pay to executives. See, it is one of the most important part of executive compensation that we have already discussed in our third unit when we were discussing about the equity based compensation. Nowadays, only executives are not taking only the basic salary or different types of components, they are also getting hefty amount in the form of their the form of performance plans or in the form of stocks. Stocks means the organization provides them a share at a very discounted prices to the senior executive so that they could work in the organization for a longer period of time and they can show their loyalty towards the organization. Even nowadays, individual or team performance based performing or profit sharing basis, and in this the organization shares some sort of profit to the senior executive when they earn different growth in the long run. Now, Indian practices. Executive compensation in India built around three factors. The first one is job complexity. In India, one of the most important point for determining the compensation structure for senior executives is job complexity. How much the task is involved in the senior executive level. Second one is employer's ability to pay. In previous slides we discussed कि in private sector no two senior executive on the same level and they are working in different organizations, they are getting the same pay just because of employer's ability. This is why we can say that no two person who are working either on a same position but in different organization can get the same compensation from the different organization. Third one is executive capability. If the senior executive is really capable, then he may be able to get a better compensation from the organization. This is again another factor for Indian senior executive to get the benefit from the organization. Now, this is a comparison of with the help of few example of private sector versus public sector. The salary of top executive public sector are measurable compared to private sector. See, SBI chief is paid 10% of HDFC Bank managing director. See. So with the help of this example, we can say that the salary of senior executive at SBI is very less as compared to the HDFC Bank managing director. Similarly, BHEL chief is getting about 10 to 12 lakh per annum as against Asian Brown Bovary MD getting nearly 40 to 50 lakh rupees per annum. Another example is executive compensation at Disney executives base salary, they are getting base salary. Another is they are also getting the performance based annual bonus, stocks or cash award, stock options. See, This is the example that I have taken from the net key. The person who is working at the Disney company at senior level, they are getting the first component of their remuneration is salary, second one is performance based annual bonus, third one is stock or cash awards, third one is stock option. See, this was total about executive compensation. So in case of any query, it is my humble request to each and every student, kindly post me your query either on my mail sonu.dua@kclimt. Or you can personally call on my number so that I could be able to solve your query at the earliest. Thank you very much.